Ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy. Let me just bring my screen up real quick. Welcome to another edition of the Rico Report. Real quick, it's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's your boy Rico. It's the Rico Report. Just here to kind of break down a little bit of our new signee, Deonte Harty, formerly known as Deonte Harris. For those that are wondering, wait a minute, Harty, Harris, which is it? Well, he changed his name to honor his stepfather. And I think that's it's commendable. You know what I mean? His stepfather played a big role in his life. And he's like, you know what? You're my dad now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take your name. And that's dope. So we have signed the Buffalo Bills, Brandon Beane, Big Baller Beane, or shall I call him Bargain Bin Beane, has put together a deal with former Saints receiver / return man Deonte Harty. And most folks, after seeing what Brandon Beane did the last couple of days of saving money here and restructuring here and putting some money together, a lot of Bills fans were thinking, okay, something is brewing. He's going to make a big splash. But he's been telling us he's not going to make a big splash. So we get ourselves up in arms when it's not the name that we want to see. And this is what happens every year in free agency. So we have to temper ourselves, folks. Now, Deonte Harris, all pro. So he's got a wonderful skill in returning the football. And that's something that he will bring to Buffalo. And that's something that we had, or we have, shall I say, in Nyheim Hines. So there's a bigger role for Nyheim Hines with this type of move. Now, most folks are kind of like, all right, so we signed another receiver, which is great. 6'4", he must be a big boy. He's got speed. He certainly does have speed. I'm talking about 4.3 speed. He could go. The boy could blow. He can burn. He's 5'6". He's a smaller, frail guy. But if you watch the film, he's not afraid of contact. And he is a rack type of receiver. He sees ball, catches ball, and is always looking for more. And that's something that I believe we lacked with our receivers this year, where catching the football and what are you doing with it? And I don't think we had enough of that rack ability. Now, if you saw the contract for Deonte Harris, it might make you kind of initially say, wait a minute now. We paid him what? Yes, folks. Let me just pull up the contract so I'm not talking out of my booty right now. Folks, Brandon Beane has come to an agreement with Mr. Deonte Harris when the contract's looking like this. It's a 2-year, $9.5 million contract. 4.75 of that is guaranteed at signing, and 5.51 in 2023. And he's got about $2 million worth of incentives. And I can go through those incentives with you. So this is a very incentive-laden contract. A lot of it is to do with staying healthy, because he has a knack for being on the sideline, something that I don't think we should be thrilled about. We want our guys to be on the field and stay on the field. But $2 million in incentives, I'll go through that. His cap hit for 2023 is $3.7 million. Folks, if we want to get out of this contract and he's just not what it is for us, it'll only cost us $3.75 to move on from Deonte Harris's contract. And in 2024, if we feel that he's that guy and we want to retain his services, $5.3 million against the cap in 2024. Now, a lot of folks might not know too much about Deonte Harris. If you guys are like myself, the minute that news broke, you kind of went like this, like, all right, I guess I'm gonna have to go to YouTube and figure out what's going on. If not for YouTube, for crying out loud, if not for YouTube, YouTube is such a wonderful tool. I'll tell you, man, because a lot of times that we sign some cats and we're like, who that? I'm gonna tell you right now. When we signed Isaiah McKenzie, I was like, huh? All right, let me go check out who Isaiah McKenzie is. Okay. All right, cool. We traded for, all right, cool. We bringing him to Buffalo. All right. Terrell Bernard, what? I need to go look that up. Matt Milano, there's a lot of guys that you just don't know, right? So YouTube is such a wonderful tool to use. But Deonte Harty coming to Buffalo, you wonder, where does he fit? What is he going to bring to Buffalo? Well, like I just alluded to, he's going to give you that speed factor. That's something that we lacked. That's something that we need. And that's something that Brandon Beane absolutely acknowledged with this signing. With that 4.3 speed, small frame, explosive. And that's the thing. You can have speed, but if you're not explosive, it's different type of speed. This is explosiveness and speed. It's start, stop, and he's gone. And you get that brother in space, it's problematic. Very, very Tyreek Hill-ish like. And I'm not trying to gas this signing up, because I promised myself that I'm not going to bail out Brandon Beane by hyping up his signing. No. I'm not going to hype this up, but I'm just going to let you know what we gain with this signing and kind of the things that we should kind of like be skeptical of with this signing as well, right? Deonte Harty, his snap in his career right now, he's played 319 snaps at wideout and 238 snaps at the slot. And you can even have him in the backfield. So he's all over the place. So that tells me that, you know how many times we were saying, where's our gadget plays? I thought we were going to use, Isaiah McKenzie for the gadget plays. Like, why are we using Nyheim Hines? You mean the explosive, fast running back for those type of plays? Where they at? Maybe they felt that we didn't have the piece for it. Well, this signing right here allows you to imagine that this offense is going to feature him in those roles, right? He's played the wideout position quite a bit. He's played in the slot quite a bit. It's somewhat split somewhat. And at the end of the day, you can move him into the backfield. That's what speed does for you. So you got to give him a shout out for in that regard. You love to see this, but like I said, this is a very incentive built contract, and it's really built around the catches. It's how many receptions this brother's going to get. It's built around his catches, receiving yards, even playing time. It's built around that. So Brandon Beane, although brought this brother in on this team, he knows his history. He knows, I know you don't stay on the field very long. I know you're 5'6", but I also know you're fast. And I also know that you could be a very big problem. If you go to Spot Rack, if you go to Spot Rack and you go, and I mean, you probably won't see it now, but if you clicked on it prior to his contract, when you looked at his market value, he was slated to, I mean, it's not always accurate. So let's keep it a buck there, but he was slated to receive a 3-year deal, $20 odd million. So if you look at this, Brandon Beane kind of finessed the deal a little bit, saying, hey, I know your history. I know that you've had run-ins in, and I hate to bring this up, but that probably had a lot to do with this contract. I know you've had some run-in with the law a little bit. I think you had a DUI back in the day. So a lot of those things can play against you when signing with a team. So at the end of the day, you can't really look at the measurables too much. I know it matters somewhat, but really it doesn't, because if you look at Tyreek Hill, how tall is Tyreek Hill? Obviously, Tyreek Hill is built different, but he ain't a big boy. Roscoe Parrish, when we had Roscoe Parrish wasn't a big boy. Devin Singletary ain't a big boy, but we love Devin Singletary, and he did what he was supposed to do, right? So don't stay too much and too long on the height situation. I mean, Maurice Jones-Drew was only 5'7", right? But he was solid. But a 5'7" back, what you gonna do with that? But Maurice had a nice little career. So let's not spend too much time on the measurables per se. I mean, look at Spencer Brown, 6'8". You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be a monster, long arms, and we already know about his pass blocking ability. So temper ourselves a little bit. But at the end of the day, folks, we got ourselves speed. And I'm trying to look at the I guess the bright spot of this situation. I'm not going to hype it up too much, but the bright spot is we got speed. Speed is what matters. Speed in this game kills, and speed strikes fear into the defense. And if you have no speed, yo, man, safeties, don't even worry about it, man. Bring it up. You ain't got to be scared. We got Stephon Diggs. Just double up on Stephon Diggs. We straight. So now when you have someone that's got speed, that can strike a little fear, you got to play it honest. Because if you don't play it honest, just go check your YouTube and put in Deonte Harty or Deonte Harris, and you'll see what type of work that man can get into. So shout out to Brandon Beane by acknowledging that we need speed, and he went ahead and handled business. And love every bit about love everything about that aspect. Joe Bascalia came. He tweeted also a little bit more details on this player here. So Deonte Harty signing, obviously it features a 2.75 signing bonus, and so he's getting $5 million somewhat guaranteed. That's a good chunk of money for a guy that we bring on the squad, right? 3.745 million cap hit. Obviously, I told you guys about that with a 5.365 in cap hit in 2024. So the 2023 cap hit could go up to 4.1 if he plays all 17 games. Like I said, this is all about can you play can you play in these games? Can you stay healthy? Because right now he missed he missed majority of last year. I think he only played 3 games last year. So 3 to 5 games, not enough for my liking. So you got sidelined the rest of the season. So that tells me, okay, we got to watch him, and we got to see if he's going to be able to, endure the hits and endure, endure all these things. But these are soft tissue injuries. He had the turf toe. Turf toe, if you've ever had turf toe, it's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Ask Deion Sanders about that turf toe. It is not fun to play with turf toe. So that'll shut a brother down real quick, right? The year before that, I think it was a hamstring injury. That made him sidelined him for quite some time. So this is one of those things where you're going to have to stay on the field, brother. You want to make your money, you're going to have to stay on the field. And it's all about how involved you can get into this offense. And it's all going to start in the offseason. It's all going to start with how quickly you can build a relationship with Josh Allen, because the better the relationship you have with Josh Allen, the more money you get, brother. So you better step your game up if you want to make that money. So at the end of the day, speed is what matters. Speed is what Brandon Beane clearly went after. And this opens things up very much so for Nyheim Hines having a bigger role in the offense. A lot of times, I thought of this while I was sitting there. I'm like, okay, so like last year we were saying, why isn't Nyheim Hines on the field more often, on the offensive side of the football more often? We just traded for this guy, and we have him sitting on the freaking sideline and just punt returning, kick returning. He's a way better athlete and a way better football player than to just sit here and be a punt returner and kick returner. And I'll speak for myself. I was up in arms. I was like, get this brother on the damn field. Then I started thinking about it. Hold on a second. He's our return guy. He's the one that we trust the most at returning. So if you get him all these snaps on offense and risk injury, we lose that element in the backfield. And you saw how explosive he can be in the last, who was it that the Patriots, where he took two back to the house against the Patriots. So maybe that's what played a part. So Brandon Beane was like, you know what? Here's the deal. I'm going to switch things up. Deonte Harris, in comes Deonte Harris. Now Brandon Beane's like, Ken Dorsey, you can do what you need to do with Nyheim Hines. I've reduced his contract, so now we can manage a little bit more in our cap, in our banking and spending. Do what you need to do. So now that we have a punt returner, we don't need to really necessarily worry too much about Nyheim Hines getting hurt back there. So now we can implement him more into the offense. Now I'm speculating here. I don't know how much of that is truth, but at the end of the day, this is what it is, man. So here's the deal, folks. In the chat, if you are in the chat right now, if you like this signing, and it's going to take you some time, because I know Bills fans. I know y'all very well. You guys will be up in arms right now. And then when you give it time and you start seeing more people talk about this player and more about what this player is going to bring to this offense, then you guys will start to come around. And I get it. And I'm with you. I'm not all banging the table saying, yeah, that's the best sign. I'm just, okay, let's see what he brings to the table. Because we know that he's got a challenge to stay on the field. Obviously, turf toe sucks and having that hammy sucks. But when you're a burner, those things type of happen. You're explosive, you plant really hard, those things happen. But it will take time for us to embrace this signing. I'm not sitting here saying woohoo. You know what I'm saying? Hip hip hooray. I'm not doing that. I promised myself that I'm not going to gas Bean up this offseason. I'm going to be hard on Bean. I want him to make sure that he's got the right pieces for this team. So if he feels that this is the right piece for this team, I'm with it. I'm with it. Now, what does it mean for Isaiah McKenzie? Because that's the big one. And Isaiah McKenzie, I mean, if you guys were watching the show yesterday, remember when I was saying, Isaiah, you talking way too much on there, bro. And if you keep talking, Brandon Bean's going to sit here and be like, all right, bro, you out of here. So maybe Isaiah McKenzie knew something we didn't know. Maybe Brandon Bean spoke to Isaiah McKenzie's agent and said, listen, we're probably going to end up moving on from Isaiah. Start shopping him around. We'll make the announcement whenever. Who knows? So maybe that's why Isaiah was like, yo, tick, 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 tick. What you doing? I'm waiting for you. Make it happen. So who knows? But what does it mean for our guy, Lil Dirty? Because I still love Lil Dirty. Although it's a business, we all know it's a business. I love the dude, man. And he's a friend of the show. He's been on the show before. But you pretty much essentially replaced Isaiah McKenzie. And not only did you replace Isaiah McKenzie with the likes of Deonte Harty, Deonte Harty gives you more. Deonte Harty has a little bit more under his belt. I mean, Deonte Harty was trusted in the offense when he was with the Saints. I mean, you saw what he's able to do. He gives you a little more than what Isaiah McKenzie is going to give us in this offense. And if you really think about it, and there's no hate, I'm just keeping it a buck. If you really think about it, when you go back to watching our offense, if we were good with what we had in the slot, if we were good with what we had with the offense, we don't sign John Brown. We don't sign Cole Beasley. And we stick with what we have on this offense. But we didn't. We brought in John Brown. We brought in Cole Beasley. We needed more on this offense. We needed to really spark something on this offense. So here it is. So Isaiah McKenzie, what happens now? Does he stay on the team? Is there room for him on the team? When you have a guy that A, can punt return, B, can play wide, can play on the slot, and play in the backfield, and he's got speed, and you just signed him for $5 million. Well, according to some calculations out there, it turns out that if we decide to cut Isaiah McKenzie, I think there's about a $2 million saving. So there's that. So this is the nasty side of the business, but this is a clear upgrade over McKenzie. And this is not shade. It's just what it is. And when you have a star player in Josh Allen, and Josh Allen needs separation, Josh Allen needs speed, Josh Allen needs to set these players up so they can succeed, you need to give them the weapons that fit what Josh Allen does. Josh Allen's got a cannon for an arm. You got to bring the speed so that he can stretch that field. And if he's got to exercise that cannon, well, add in the addition of our guy, Deonte Harty. And that's how it's going to break down. So how long does this go on with Isaiah McKenzie? Will they be announcing this soon? Do they keep him until camp? Is this one of those things where you're going to compete? I can't see it that way, because when I see the money that's being given to him, we're going to find out right there. My man Bobby Ray comes in. I'd rather find that in the draft. That's why we're in cap hell. So Bobby is not a fan of this. Bobby made it very clear. If you follow us on Instagram, Bobby was visibly upset. he used the word absurd. This is an absurd signing. So listen, folks, like I said, Bills fans, I know y'all so damn well. We're emotional creatures. We're emotional creatures. So we'll see how this plays out. So listen, folks, Mr. Harty, welcome to the Buffalo Bills. I love to see, I mean, I'd love to see you, you know what I mean, shine. And if you bring an element to this team that we desperately need, let's roll. Bring us what you got. Let's stay healthy. Let's get this let's get this thing popping and let's roll. Now, incentive laden. It's incentive laden, like I said. Receptions. I mean, I can go through that. You can check that out online and you'll see what it is, man. But here it is, folks. We just signed ourselves a speedy receiver. So I'm looking at my my Twitter right now, and am I allowed to break the news? Am I reading this right? Let me just make sure that I'm doing this Twitter thing correctly, because I'm seeing what people are doing in the chat, but I need to make sure that I'm seeing the right thing here. So people are saying that Jordan Poyer is back with the Bills. If Jordan Poyer is back with the Bills, let's fucking go. Let's effing go. And I'll tell you this right now. Didn't I tell y'all, don't be surprised if he comes back? If you guys have been watching the Rico Report, you've been watching me, I said, guys, I know someone that talked to some people that I know that said, don't expect me to jump all over the place and be all these places. Where I want to be is in Buffalo. Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I say that to y'all? I'm not trying to pump my chest or anything. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? If it's true, we'll see. I'm waiting for my shit to refresh to see if Poyer's back. But if he's back, let's go, man. Welcome back, Jordan Poyer. We get to have Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde back together again, and let's run that shit back. Let's run that shit back. So I'm waiting. Let me see what we got here. We got Jordan Poyer is headed back to Buffalo after testing the market. So that's from U Stadium. I don't fuck with U Stadium. So I need to make sure that, you know what I mean, Ian Rappaport is doing that. Let me click that bitch so I'm not sitting here, you know what I mean, looking at rap sheet with like 3 A's. And it looks like it's a bet. Jordan Poyer is back in Buffalo, baby. Let's roll. So Brandon Beane said, hey, I respect you. I gave you the opportunity to go check out what you want. Maybe you saw that this wasn't the place for you to be and be somewhere else. So come back to daddy. So Jordan Poyer, welcome back to Buffalo. That's why I felt that you got to go test yourselves out. Miami Dolphins thought they had it. Miami thought he was going to come over there and handle his business. He's coming back to Buffalo. Now, I know you don't like the taxes. I know you said that the taxes take half your money. Yo, get yourself a good tax man. That tax man is going to figure things out with you. He'll throw this money here and throw that money there and make sure that you get what you deserve. But welcome back to Buffalo, man. Let's run that shit back, man. Micah Hyde has come back from injury. He'll be ready to go. He was probably ready to go last year, but they said, you know what, stay out. We got this. Here comes Jordan Poyer back again. We'll have those two boys back at it. Listen, we don't have to worry about going in the draft and look for safety. Now, let's go get what? Let's go get our linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Let's go bolster that O-line a little bit. And let's go get that receiver. I don't think we're done at receiver. You think that signing of Deonte Harris is done? Nah, brother, we going for more. So Jordan Poyer coming back, I love it. I'm big on that. Continuity is huge. I used to hate on continuity, especially with the O-line. But when it comes to leaders, when it comes to dogs on this team, you need guys like Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer is a dog. Jordan Poyer brings that dog mentality. So you got to bring him back. And that's a leader, right? I was just telling you guys, we just lost Edmonds. You know what I'm saying? We lost Von Miller to injury. Micah Hyde was lost to injury. We had the one dog on the team, the one big leader on the team was Jordan Poyer. So you lost a leader in Tremaine Edmonds. You can't lose too much leadership on this team. So Jordan Poyer coming back locks down a beautiful spot for us in the backfield. So we don't got to worry about that. They button up the defense. You don't understand. That connection buttons up the defense and allows our dogs to get after the quarterback. So we just got to tweak that just a little bit and we good. So I'd love to see what kind of contract he got. I don't know if the numbers are out yet, but I'm really interested to see what Drew Rosenhaus was able to get from these Bills. Did we get fleeced? Did Brandon Beane, pay him a little too much? Was it right on par? I'd love to know what was going on. But listen, breaking news, Jordan Poyer is back with Buffalo where he freaking belongs. I couldn't see him in another jersey. Could you? Could you see him in a Dallas Cowboy jersey? Could you see him in a Miami Dolphins jersey? Could you imagine us going up against Jordan Poyer twice a year? Are you kidding me? Yo, run that shit back. So now we can show that although these guys are building their teams to come after us, guess what? They still got to come and take the mother effing title from us. That's 3 years running that we take that AFC East. You ain't just gonna run through it. You got to come take it from us. So when we bring back the guys that we need to solidify this defense, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Now, I'm looking at the chat right now, and I see some people that are disappointed. I see some Bills fans are disappointed that we brought back a staple in this defense. We brought back a guy that is a dog on this defense, a guy that's well respected in this league. He's an all-pro. What could you be disappointed about? I just, Bills fans, y'all baffle me. You guys baffle me. What did you want? What did you see out there that you're like, all right, let's do it? Because guess what? If you wanted Jesse Bates, gone. You wanted Von Bell, gone. So who did you want at safety? Jordan Poyer is one of the top safeties in free agency, and we brought him back. How are y'all tripping on that? I'll never understand Bills fans. Bills fans, y'all are a trip. Y'all are a trip, man. We bring back an all-pro safety, and we bugging on that. Yeah, man, y'all tripping. But anyway, that being said, I'm excited. We got our speedy receiver. I'll hold my judgment until I see more in camp, and then I can get excited. Right now, I just see speed, and I just see another piece that we could potentially use all over the field. But it all comes down to what the hell is Ken Dorsey going to do with his opportunities? What is he going to do? We're about to find out. So let me break this down before I get out of here. Deonte Harris back. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, Jordan Poyer back with the Bills. We just signed Deonte Harris, a speed receiver, all-pro punt return man, and is flexible. Positional flexibility. And that's what this Bills team seems to be all about. Connor McGovern, positional flexibility. You know what I'm saying? We have a Deonte Harty, positional flexibility. Can you play the slot? Yes, sir. Can you play the wideout? Yes, sir. Jordan Poyer, back where he's supposed to be. So salute to Brandon Beane. I know you're not done. You can't be done. You freed up too much freaking cash for you to be done. Unless you freed up the cash for Jordan Poyer, which I highly doubt. So we got to come back for that. So Cody Benz, what's up, Cody? Cody says, yo, we need to prep for Hyde's replacement. Sad to say, but we do. RB has to be next. Ooh, you got me on that one. You know me, I love me an RB. And if we sign, and I'm not trying to hate on Singletary. I like Singletary, but if we re-sign him, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to shut this thing down. No more Rico report. I'm just going to be a civilian just watching the game and not peeping anything because I'll be too damn mad. But I know that's not, he's not going to do me like that. He's not going to do me like that. He likes me too much. Brandon Beane likes me too much. He ain't going to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to do that to us. But nonetheless, folks, big things. That's a big piece to this defense. And you don't understand how important this defense is. You want to keep as many important pieces to this because guess what? We've lost a defensive coordinator in Leslie Frazier. People don't want to realize how important that is. Leslie Frazier is an important piece. He's had this defense locked in and as a top 10 defense several years in a row. So that big piece, that leader being gone, you need to keep your pieces together. So a guy like Jordan Poyer coming back alongside Micah Hyde is important. Now, Cody Benz, my guy, is not wrong. He says these guys are getting a little older. So you got to start to kind of groom the guys behind them. So that's why you have guys like Christian Benford. And then we can potentially start moving things around and looking at the draft and all that stuff. But we'll get there. But right now, what's important is we bring back the two vets coming back together and let's make it roll. We still got money in the bank. The last I checked, it says that we, with the new signing of Deonte Harty, we had about $16 million in the bank. Now, this whole Poyer situation, I don't know how much that's going to throw us, you know what I'm saying, throw us off the mark. But I'm sure we can restructure a few more players and get this thing popping. So, according to Thad Brown on Twitter, Bills get Jordan Poyer back. Not a stunner with the market, not materializing. Obviously, we got to keep it a buck. He didn't get the money he thought he was going to get. So there's a reason the market, it was soft, 32 years old, coming off a ton of injuries, but Poyer can still play. And that's what matters at the end of the day. He's got a whole offseason to get right. I think he'll be just fine. So let's see how this plays out, man. Let's see how this plays out. So, folks, unless there's more news to break, that's it for me. I just wanted to come on here for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, chop it up with y'all, and then go from there. So let me just do one more sweep of the old Twitter and see what's popping, and we get out of here. But if you guys have any questions, concerns, what do you want to see in free agency? Is there something that stands out? How do you guys feel about Zeke Elliott being cut from the freaking Dallas Cowboys? Did you see that one coming? I absolutely did, because guess why? I'm absolutely in love with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is a freaking G. And he made Zeke Elliott expendable. He made him expendable. And the thing is, Zeke ain't no scrub. He ain't no scrub. But the fact is, you got a lot of money. And right now, Tony Pollard just kind of took over and showed you that how big of a star he is. So Zeke Elliott available. Where will Zeke go? Do we dare bring Zeke Elliott to Buffalo? You get your bruiser back in Zeke Elliott and a speed back in James Cook. I mean, he already knows how to play with a speed back. He already knows his role. Tony Pollard was pretty much that. Do we go Zeke Elliott, James Cook? Probably way too pricey. Do we go Jamal Williams, the former Detroit Lion? They just signed Rashad Penny. Actually, the Eagles signed Rashad Penny. What a big signing that was, by the way. Rashad Penny. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. If that dude was available to us and they signed him, I would not have been unhappy about that at all. I would have been pretty thrilled, because that is a well-balanced running back that can, listen, he will run your ass over, tough runner. Kind of reminds me of brother that's on the Ravens, Gus Edwards, right? Tough back to bring down. So let's see what Brandon Beane's got up his sleeve, man. So, folks, Deonte Harty, aka also formerly known as Deonte Harris, has signed with the Buffalo Bills on a 2-year deal, about $9 million worth, with a lot of incentives. I'll tell you right now, I'll give you a little sneak peek. In terms of receptions, he's got to get $100,000. He's got to get 30 receptions. He can increase that by 10 receptions to get 200,000. 50 receptions gets him 300,000. So there's your incentive based, right? He's got $2 million that he can make. All this equates to $2 million. So if he could do all those things, kudos to him. If he gets 300 yards receiving this year, he's got 100 grand. He gets 600 yards receiving. He's got 400 grand. So a lot of this is based on, can you stay healthy and what can you show me? I saw the highlights. I see the potential of what you can do. Now I'm going to give you a quarterback that can air the damn thing out. Show me what you got. What happens to Isaiah McKenzie? Will we see Isaiah McKenzie again in a Buffalo uniform? Is he as good as gone? Is it unfortunate? Yes. Is it most likely going to happen that he's gone? Probably. So good luck to Isaiah McKenzie. If he remains on the team, cool. I'm good with it, but it won't make any sense. I'm just saying. So what the offense is looking like right now, Dion Dawkins. I'm going to put Ryan Bates at left guard, Mitch Morse at center, Connor McGovern at right guard, and then we've got Spencer Brown at right tackle. At the receiver position, as of right now, Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, and you've got my man Deonte Harris in the slot for the time being, and Isaiah McKenzie on the squad as well. So I'm sure of it that we are not done. We are going to continue to look to see if we can bring some pieces onto the team, and then we'll go from there. It's just a matter of, do we have the funds, and how good are we going to be with moving things around? Well, it's a damn good thing that I'm not the GM and Brandon Beane is. So I'm sure that he's going to do what he's supposed to do. And then we've got Khalil Shakir. Excuse me. How could I forget my man Khalil Shakir? So Khalil Shakir will be manning the slot alongside Deonte Harris. Who knows how we're going to do it? Deonte Harty. So, folks, that's it for me. I appreciate y'all. And I hope I'm not missing anything. If I have to break any more news right now, let me break it. But right now, it seems like the front is cold right now. There's not a whole lot popping. So Jordan Poyer returns to the Bills, and it's a free agency frenzy continues. And there's a whole lot of meat left on the bone. We still have to attack the linebacker position. Levante David, we've been flirting with that. We've been flirting with potentially Bobby Wagner. So we're not done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We're not done. We're not done yet. Okay. So we'll keep in touch. If you guys are looking to see what's popping right now, listen, hit up the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram. We're all over it. And if you want your up-to-date content, listen, we're not just on YouTube, folks. We got 100,000 plus people on Instagram. Everything that is popping around the league that has anything to do with the league or the Buffalo Bills, hit us up on Instagram. If you don't do Instagram and you're all about the Twitter, hit us up on Twitter. We're all over Twitter. Listen, it's what it is, man. If you're not following me, jump on there and follow your boy, Rico_BF. Hit me up. It is what it is, man. And I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. So, folks, that's it for me. You guys have yourself a great one. And until next time, it's your boy. And I'm gone. It's the Bills Mafia. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. And we out. Peace.